Okay. I could start by saying that I had a mother who every day of my life that I lived at home, which was until 18 years old, she would ask all of us, and I'm the oldest of 9 children, she would ask us, "What are you going to do with this day?" And she was serious. So you couldn't say nothing. That was part of growing up that was hard. But you needed to have an idea about the day. And as I grew older through middle school into high school, it became easier to answer that because life just got busy. It still lives on in me where I think about the day. Okay, this is a great thing. There's a day. We've got it. And so now what? And I try within that day to do a number of things very consciously. Do something that's different. So then I hope by doing that I keep a growing edge. I also try to live by, when possible, be kind. It is always possible. And I love it. I just love it. If I look at what has most blessed my life, I would say it was an ability that I had to ask questions. And I don't know where that came from. But even as a little girl, I was full of questions. I really had to stick with my question and question authority. And so that's always been a guiding light for me. If you can let loose of fears of approval, fears of speaking up, fears of this and that, all the things that we all cope with, you'll find that it holds you in good stead, but you'll get another chance later on. And then I married Jim, and we had 2 children, Rebecca and Cooper, that were just wonderful. And then you keep growing, you keep learning. So in the midst of all this, Betty was there too. I fell in love with Betty, which was like, oh my God. And I knew it wasn't trivial. I knew it was life-altering. It just landed on me. So then I had to face all of that with Jim, with the family, with Betty. You know, I felt the weight of the importance of following my heart, which I had always done. Anyway, eventually we got a divorce, so I moved then to California to be with Betty, with Becca, and then got seriously into art. So that part of my life started to bloom in my 60s. Betty just died 5 weeks ago. So it's a very kind of still very raw, sad thing for me. She died at 93 though, and she had a very, very good life. And we had a good 31 years together. So the issue more for me is just holding her that way and just moving it forward. Just whatever values and interests we had and all of that, just be grateful.